Hello and marhaba, I'm Hani and welcome to my channel. In today's video, we're going to be preparing some delicious and decorative biscuits that are very easy to make as well as budget friendly. Perfect little cookies or biscuits to accompany your afternoon coffee or tea. These little cookies have a twisted appearance that are pretty enough to serve. These would look perfect on your Ramadan and your Eid tables as well. Before we get into the ingredients, don't forget to give this video a like if you enjoyed it. And if you're new here, I invite you to subscribe as well as hitting the bell so you don't miss out on a thing. All the ingredients are listed up on the screen as well as in 3 languages in the description box below. So I'm going to begin by cracking my egg right into my bowl, small bowl here. So I'm using 2 eggs. I'm going to add them into my large mixing bowl. And now I'm going to add in my half cup of oil, neutral oil. And then I'm going to sift in my vanilla essence, as well as the baking powder. And also powdered sugar. Give that a good whisk. And now we're going to incorporate our flour gradually, a little bit at a time. So I'm going to add in a third now, mix, and then add in the next batch. Making sure you incorporate all the flour from the sides of the bowl. Optionally, if you have a stand mixer, you can do all this process right in your stand mixer. I've incorporated the first 1/3 of the flour, and now I'm going to incorporate the next part. And again, gently stir in so that all the flour is incorporated. So now at this point, I'm just going to start mixing things with my hands. And here's our dough. As you can see, it's nice and firm. I'm just going to put that into the fridge for about 10 minutes and let that rest, and then we can work with our dough. So here's what our dough looks like after the resting time. So all I'm going to do is just tip this out onto my work surface. Lightly flour my work surface. Just going to cut that in half so it'll be a little bit easier for me to work with. Cut that again. Roll that into a nice little ball. Cut that. So I cut my ball into 4 pieces, and I just take one. So now we're just going to roll out each of the little balls into long ropes, as you can see I'm doing here. And then once I have a rope that's just about the arm length of my arm, I'm going to take it, fold it in half and twist it, as you can see here. And then you twist it until you have a little rope, cut off the end, the imperfect side, and then place on a tray. Now we're just going to repeat the process with the other portions of our dough. So what I did here is I used half the dough to make these long ropes, and then I used other half of the dough to make like a circle ring dough, as you can see here. So for that, I just basically twisted the rope into a circle, pinched the ends, and then of course when I was done, I placed it onto my tray. As for preparing the rest of our little finger twist, as you can see here, I cut off the end and then lined it up with an already prepared one so that I have just about the same size. So all of them are about the same size. For these rings like this, all I'm doing is simply using a small tea glass and making the rope like this, big size, and then I'm just twisting the rope around the tea glass and then just cutting. So where there's the little bit of imperfection, we're going to be decorating that side with the chocolate and the nuts, so then you won't even see the little imperfection, inshallah. And here, as you can see, we have all of our cookies on our baking sheet. You probably will need to cook them in about 2 batches, and inshallah I'm going to bake them in a 160-degree preheated oven for about 10 minutes. So while my cookies are in the oven, I'm going to work on my toppings. So I'm going to have some chocolate, which I'm going to melt here in a bain-marie on top of the stove. And then also have some mixed chopped peanuts that I used previously in another cake recipe that I made. And I usually have the leftovers left. And I put them in a little bag and place them in my freezer so that they don't get rancid. So I have some milk chocolate here. This is 200-gram bar, and I'm going to just use half. I'm just going to break that up to make it easier for me to melt on the stove. So here are my cookies. They're just fresh out of the oven. I'm just going to carefully transfer them to this tray right here, cooling rack tray, that I'm just going to use also to drip off the excess sugar. So here I have melted chocolate. It's quite hot, and me, I can't handle it that well. And then my chopped roasted peanuts. You can use any other type of nuts that you like. So as far as the rings, I'm just going to dip the little imperfect side here and just make sure that it's nicely coated, generously coated in our chocolate, and then also in the nuts. And then the little twist here, I'm just going to twist to dip one side, or you can dip 2, whichever you prefer. If you want to be really generous, then dip 2 sides. Or you can just dip one side in chocolate and dip the other side in chocolate and nut. So I'm just going to dip into the milk chocolate as well as this coconut mixture here, this desiccated coconut that I have. That'll be really delicious for everybody.
Wow!
Here you can see that our gâteaux, our little cakes, are right at the table. We're enjoying them with our afternoon cup of coffee or cocoa with my family. I hope you do try this recipe out. It's really easy and delicious. If you've enjoyed today's video, be sure to give it a like and share with a friend. And if you haven't subscribed already, you can do so by clicking on that subscribe button so that you don't miss out on a thing. If you would like to be part of our North African Algerian cooking community, be sure to check us out over on Facebook. The link is below. And before we go, let me know what kind of recipes you'd like to see in the future down in the comments below. Thanks for watching, and as always, peace be upon you. See you in the next video.